Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of this week's episode of Vikings on the History Channel. This week we've seen Season 4, Episode 19, which was called On the Eve. And about to start off for working a little bit, but I still wanted to get my video out on this week's episode. Again, I apologize for the lateness, but just sometimes life keeps you a little bit too busy. But I definitely want to keep up reviewing the show through the end of the season. And I also just got a Ragnar Lothbrok shirt in the mail the other day, which is very cool, I think. I kind of feel like I should have gotten it in like a dark blue or maybe a black, but this is maroon. I think it still looks pretty good. Of course, you got the silhouette of Ragnar, of course the axe, and also Athelstan's cross. Of course, his amazing beard right there. So I think it's a pretty cool shirt. I'm glad I got it in time to review the final couple episodes. And overall, this episode I thought was a fine one. Again, definitely not like the best of the season, and in a way, this one is sort of like another setup episode for what's to come in the finale. But I still enjoy this one. We had some pretty good action sequences in this one as well, I think. Of course, last week we got the payoff of King Egil and stuff, finally being executed, which is nice to see. But in this episode, we have Lagertha. She deals with this attempted invasion of Kattegat, and it's this bastard that King Harold had recently started making ties with. And meanwhile, Harold himself, he's still dealing with that former love of his that now is a husband. And the way that plays out is kind of fun, I guess, He ends up axing her in the face. Not her, but the husband in the face. And then she comes to him a little bit while later in the tent saying how wrong she was to not wait for him, because he obviously has become a very great and successful man, but it was all, of course, like a setup to try and kill him after he killed her husband. Luckily, I guess, his brother seen it coming because he knows women better than he does, and he killed her before Harold is executed, basically, while they're in bed. So that part was a little bit fun. My favorite part, though, is probably Lagertha, finding off the invaders in Kattegat. It was a pretty good little battle scene, I think. We seen Bjorn's wife. She gets shot with a couple arrows at the end. We see her laying there, but then she's still blinking. She's still moving around a little bit, so maybe she'll survive. It was good to see the bastard stop the way he was, with him literally almost roasting over a pit. So that was a little bit different. Pretty brutal though, for sure. And of course, Lagertha finally finds out exactly and for sure that Harold is trying to have some kind of setup to overthrow her and take over more for himself. Of course, we've been seeing that coming for a long time. Even when they first started allying with Ragnar and such, you could tell this by the way they looked, they were going to try and do that at some point. So even Ragnar expected it. So, so that was good to see. And then we have, of course, the sons, the Great Heathen Army heading into Wessex, or trying to get there. And Athelwulf. I'm probably saying his name wrong. Of course, King Ecbert's son, he heads out to try and face him head on. And I liked Ivar's idea here. There's a lot of trickery and different way of going about this fight, and I think it was a pretty clever one on his part. It's kind of funny seeing Athelwulf's army, getting turned around back and forth like they did, heading in one direction, and them coming out on the other end, or another small group over there. So I thought that's clever, and it's definitely a tactic that will be something they'll need to employ, to keep on going and have the plans they do and be able to execute them. So I thought Ivar was pretty key here. And I'm glad that Bjorn actually listened to him and didn't just brush him off and do what he wanted. So I'm glad there's a little bit more of communication on that end. So that fight was pretty good, what we did see of it. But there wasn't a whole lot. It did get cut off at the end. We see Athelwulf likely about to make his last stand, which we'll probably see the tail end of in part of the finale next week. And what do I think we'll see in the finale? I think we'll probably see him trample Athelwulf's army, and then maybe I could see him getting into Wessex, maybe something like that, because they're going to need to do something big for the finale. So I feel like they'll actually get that far for the finale, perhaps. Although I know in history they didn't necessarily get to it this quickly. They had a little more resistance, but it took them a little while, but they eventually got there. But the show will probably try to keep a quicker pace than that, I think. Either way, it should be pretty good. And overall, I enjoyed this episode. Like I said, certainly not the best of the season, but of course, with all his angels and episodes like that, the bar is set pretty high. So this is still a pretty good one. I'd rate it probably about an 8.7, maybe 8.6 or so. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about it, and I'll definitely be back next week to review the finale, although it may be a little bit late again because we also have the 100 Season 4 premiering, as well as Supernatural, which is starting tonight. My review of Supernatural, the mid-season premiere, will be out soon after the episode airs late tonight, so look forward to that. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.